Every year, thousands of UK companies get registered, and whilst it's a relatively simple and straightforward process to have your business registered here in the UK, many business owners fail to carry out certain things that they are supposed to do once they've actually opened their UK limited company. Now, some of these things that business owners tend to forget can actually tend to lead to them incurring penalties or even having fines, or at the worst case scenario, getting your company actually struck off from Companies House Register. Now, in this video, we need to talk about the things you must absolutely do if you have opened up a UK limited company. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Tess and I'm a UK qualified accountant. And here I share things in relation to accountancy, finance, and business. So if you are interested in any one of those topics, then please do make sure you give this video a like. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification. Very first thing you have to do once you open your UK limited company is to ensure that you keep hold of your UTR. Okay, this is also known as your unique tax reference. This is going to be one of the key pieces of information that you are going to be receiving in the post once you have actually registered your UK company. It's a 10-digit reference number, and this reference number is going to be key at different points of your business. Okay, one of the instances that you're going to need the unique tax reference is when you're actually trying to register your company for corporation tax. So it's very, very important that you keep hold of this document and you make a mental note of what your UTR is. If in the unlikely event you actually misplace it or you lose it, then you would have to contact HMRC and get them to actually issue you another UTR code. But this is going to be one of the key pieces of information that you want to make sure you stay on top of. Now, once you've actually received your UTR in the post, you want to make sure that you actually register for your corporation tax, okay? The easiest and straightforward way to do this will be to go online and to register for your corporation tax. The documentation that you get in the post that has your UTR reference on it will usually have some instructions for you to carry out to enable you successfully register your UK company for corporation tax. And it's essential that you do this as soon as possible. So do make sure that when you get this documentation in the post, you act on it as soon as possible, sooner rather than later. Now, once you've registered your company for corporation tax, one of the key things you're going to need to do is to check whether or not you're actually eligible to pay the data protection fees. Now, as I mentioned before, once you've opened your UK company, you're going to be receiving a lot of information through the post, usually within the first maybe 2 weeks to even 1 month after you have opened that UK company. One of the most crucial information right now is to check that you actually go on the Information Commissioner's office to check whether or not your business, your company, is liable to pay data protection fees. Now, once you've done this, you'll be able to register and pay the fees. The fees are usually paid on an annual basis, and you could be paying anywhere from about 40 or 45 pounds to as high as 2,500 to 2,900 per year. However, it's important that you check whether or not as a business, as a company, you have to pay this. Once you've opened your UK limited company, one of the most important things you need to make sure you do is to understand what your role is as a UK company director. Now, that includes, but is not limited to, understanding when annual submissions for your company needs to be made, also understanding what confirmations you have to make to government bodies such as HMRC, Companies House, and other agency bodies that are out there. So it's very important that you understand what your roles and responsibilities are now that you're a company director who is actually running a UK limited company. Now, I have an in-depth video where I've gone in detail on what responsibilities are for the UK company directors. So do make sure you watch that video after you watch this one. I'll be sure to leave it linked in the description box below. So the next thing you're going to want to make sure you do is to open a business bank account. Now, why would you need a business bank account? You're going to need a business bank account for different reasons. First of all, you're going to need a business bank account to actually help you ensure that that limited liability protection is in place, okay? And the whole point of you opening a UK limited company in the first place is to actually benefit from the limited liability. And one of the ways in which you can do this is by ensuring that you've actually taken the step as a business owner to open a business bank account, okay? A business bank account will help ensure that your personal funds are kept separate from your business funds. So in the case of a potential HMRC investigation, for instance, HMRC would only be investigating all the funds that have gone through your business bank account, okay? Because that are all the funds that are attributable to the business, okay? So if you fail to do this, then you won't actually be able to protect yourself fully. Another reason why it's going to be crucial for you to have a business bank account is because you're going to want to build up your business credit. So take, for instance, you've opened your company today, but within the next 3 to 5 years, you might be looking to actually apply for some business funding, some business grants, or even another type of loan entirely. Without having the relevant credit history in your business, then it's going to be very difficult to actually get any of these things that I've just mentioned. So it's extremely important that one of the things that you do once you open your UK company is to make sure that you have a business bank account ready and set up to actually run your business with. Now, if you're looking for business bank accounts to choose from, I do have a few business bank accounts which I generally tend to recommend, and I'll be sure to leave them linked in the description box below. Now, if you have intentions of hiring any employees or any other members of staff, then one of your responsibilities as a company director is to ensure that all national insurance contributions and indeed income tax are accurate and are paid over to HMRC on a regular basis. Now, in order to do so, you have to make sure that you register for what is known as PAYE. Okay, so pay as you earn. It's very easy for you to actually register for PAYE to ensure that you're able to pay over these national insurance contributions when they fall due. You can easily go onto HMRC's website and check for some information to help you actually register. Another scenario where you might also need to register for PAYE is a scenario where, as a company director, you actually want to pay yourself a salary. So you have this company, you've been making some money, but now you think, you know what, I actually would like to pay myself. In this instance, you would still need to register for PAYE. So do make sure that you contact HMRC and get the relevant details on how you can do this, or indeed contact your accountant to help you with actually ensuring that this process is carried out the right way. Next up is business insurance. Now, whilst not every business owner might necessarily need this, it's always best to actually research and check what is the norm within your industry or within the niche that you're in. Some businesses are generally perceived to be a lot riskier than another business. Therefore, I would strongly recommend that you look at what business insurance is out there for your business. The amount that you will pay for your business insurance will heavily depend on how risky your area of business is. The more risky your area of business is, the more you're likely to pay for business insurance. But business insurance is definitely something that it's worthwhile having rather than you not having it at all, because essentially it's there to protect your business. Now, there's nothing like receiving a notification from HMRC informing you of penalties that you owe as a result of actually failing to keep to relevant deadlines. Now, as part of this, it's going to be important for you to actually keep a record of when you need to file relevant submissions. Okay, so keep a record of your filing dates and what their deadlines are going to be, so that you can make your corporation tax returns, your confirmation statement returns, and other forms of returns on the dates that they are due. It will save you a lot of time and it will save you a lot of headache and a lot of money in the long run. As well as carrying out these tasks, it's going to be important that you protect your business legally when you're running your business here in the UK. Now, in order to do so, I have done an in-depth video where I detail the steps you need to take as a business owner in the UK to ensure that your business remains legally protected. Click here to watch it now.